everybody, what's up? This is Adriana from the Recovered Party Girl podcast, and welcome to another episode. This is episode 6, I believe, and thank you so much for tuning in, listening, liking, sharing, watching. Thank you so much for comments and thoughts and ideas and all of that good stuff. Sorry. You know what? No, I'm not ashamed because people have tried to shame me about my hairy pits, and I am not ashamed of these joints, all right? I'm actually quite proud of my hairy armpits. As we all know, it is moving. We are in November, and it is No Shave November, but I do practice that quite often, every month. No Shave October, No Shave September. As I've stated plenty of times on this show, I ain't having no fucking sex. So things ain't being shaved. Legs are not being shaved. My badge is not being waxed. My armpits are not being shaved. And you know what? I actually like my armpits not waxed or shaved because I feel a little bit more womanly. I feel a little bit more connected to Mother Earth. And I feel a little bit more connected to, myself. And I know that's not the most popular thing because everybody likes to be hairless and, pubescent. I don't, Even when I do get my vagina waxed, I don't like Brazilians. I appreciate a bikini wax. I do like that part, where they take the hair outside of the V off, but to take everything off, I kind of feel like a kid. So I don't necessarily like I don't care for Brazilian, but I do love a good bikini wax. But anyway, so yeah, this is like No Shave November. I'm really into the hair in the arms, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like a woman. As the great Shania Twain says, man, I feel like a woman. Ow! Yes, I feel like a woman. I feel like I'm like She-Ra or the goddess of the earth or some crazy shit like that. Like I feel like a superhero with armpit hair. Now, it's just my thing. I've been made fun of. I've absolutely been made fun of. But I thoroughly enjoy my armpit hair. I don't know why I'm sharing this. But, it is what it is. Whatevs. So, y'all are going to kind of be seeing that as I wear my... I ran out of pajamas. So, this is normally like what I sleep in on a day-to-day basis. It's like a tank top or like a sports tankini. And like some tights or whatever. So this is kind of like the vibe that I actually really do sleep in. Anywho, so going kind of into my natural list, whatever, I went and got my vagina steamed last weekend. And I absolutely loved it. So my friend Casey, she, shout out to her. She's actually a teacher. She's your favorite 3rd grade teacher. And she has a store called Chic. So if you are a parent or a teacher and you like teacher shirts and teacher memorabilia, or you are a parent that loves to gift your kids teacher. Yes, if you are a parent that likes to gift your kid's teacher, she has a store called Case the Chic Teach at Case the Chic Teach. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. And she sells teacher merchandise and actually helped create the site with her. And she's just so fun and creative. So she and I have been friends for over 10 years. And so she was just like, yeah, I got a Yoni Steam. I'm like, a Yoni Steam? What the fuck is that? So I looked it up. Basically, you sit on a pot and it's like the pot is full of like flowers and herbs and these special things that are supposed to steam your vagina and make it like be like so sensual and healing. So I decided that because I'm not on this like penis penetration kick, I haven't been penetrated penisly, if I can say that, I'll say that, in a long time. And so I wanted to do something to kind of like boost the morale down there. Because sis, even though my good sis down there is very happy that I'm not just like casually having sex with random people, there are moments where I find myself like, damn, I really want some action. But not gonna get into it because I know what my end goal is. My end goal is to maintain and rejuvenate and revitalize my vagina so that my next partner is able to, I shouldn't even say have his way. No, I just feel like it's the next person I have sex with, I would like it to be my only partner for the rest of my life. But you know, I don't know. I just know that I'm doing the prep work for that, and I'm doing the work, right? Anywho, so I hit my friend up, and she's just like, you gotta try Yoni Steam. Boom. So I get connected with Miss Juliet. She's the owner and operator of Beanie's Body Therapy. So forgive me, Juliet, if I pronounce this wrong. And I love her name, Juliet. I think it's a gorgeous name. Beautiful spirit, beautiful woman. Juliet. It's very Juliet. Very French, very Juliet. I don't know. Sweet person, good energy, not creepy at all. Because you know, sometimes when you go to these places and you have to have like your pussy on display, or like your titties on display, or like, you know, it's just like sometimes it can be uncomfortable. But she totally made it 100% just like I can put my vag out in peace. I can, you know, it's kind of like you can just walk around naked. Anyway, Beanie's Body Therapy. So connected with her, went to her space, loved it. I actually want her on the show, and I want her to talk about the importance of these type of sacred things that women should do with their body, because you know, it's just a part of self-care to me. And it's not that expensive. It's only $60. And I know, like, it's not that expensive, especially if you're working check to check. I get that. But you just make a down payment, like $25, and then you hold your spot. And then the next week you can, you know, set your appointment. So there's ways to spread that out if that's, like, money problems is something that you're having. But she definitely took the time to talk to me. She calls, she calls you first. She talks to you about what your actual needs are as far as vaginal issues. And, you know, it wasn't until I got older that I realized not every woman's puss is the same. And not everybody should have an opinion on that, if that makes sense. Listen, for the longest time I thought everybody's puss functioned the same, and as I've gotten older, it does not. No vagina is the same, just like no one human body is the absolute same as the other. Everything is different. And I hate when they try to say all vaginas are like this, all vaginas do this, all vagina, like, no, every woman is different. And I feel like because we are so disconnected sometimes from our vagina, we don't necessarily hear it crying for us to say, stop it, stop fucking on these niggas, stop doing this, stop sticking all these tampons in me, stop doing that. we don't hear it. And I realized this once I stopped having casual sex. And anywho, went to the lady. It was a vibe. And I recommend everybody that feels like they need it, and I can only go by what I experience, and I have a pretty normal functioning vagina. So I think that, because she was saying how sometimes there's different there's like discharge like after the fact, and that's like, that energy coming out, and it's like, but I've been, like I said, celibate for a while, for some months now. And so no, it wasn't like some weird crazy like discharge, which I've heard that happens. But anywho, I would implore you guys, listeners watching, to really invest in your vaginal health. And I'm not talking about going to the doctor, getting a pap smear. Even though, yes, you should always go to the doctor, get a pap smear, get that checked out. But also on the spiritual side, because our wombs are sacred. We create life in these wombs. There's this feminine energy, like sanctuary right here. This is where life begins, in our womb. And we have to take care of that womb. So I definitely encourage my ladies, the listeners, she even said that there are guy steams, like butthole steams. Like, I forgot the terminology she said, but there are butthole steams. And I could be saying it wrong. Please don't shoot the messenger. But I know that for my gays out here that do listen to the show, there's something for you too. So give her a call, hit her up on IG or something. Go to her website, Beanie Body, at Beanie Body, BeanniesBody. I totally mispronounced that, so I'm going to say that again. Follow her, like, share, hit her up, Beanie's Body, BeanniesBody. Beanie's Body. She is based in Humboldt, Texas. So we all know Houston is a big ass fucking city. There's so many metros and tretros and getros and all types of shit. She's in Humboldt. It is a drive, but I feel like it's worth it because she knows what she's doing, and I love her energy, and she's just so positive, and she's so sweet. She gives you your little time on the pot, but she also talks to you, and she wants to know what's going on vaginally speaking, and I love that. I think it's so important because we all know, our vaginas are just, sometimes it just be all over the place. And yeah. Anywho. So yes, hit her up if you are interested in getting Yoni Steam. She does facials, back facials, waxing. Like I said, for my male counterpart, she does like the butthole steaming as well. So hit her up, and yeah, that is my testimony for the week. A good vag steaming never hurt nobody. Anywho, so let's get into the show. I was having a sister circle moment. I had some friends come in from out of town. Well, a friend come out of town from out of town. And she came to the house, and it was just like this beautiful like collective of, it's like a sister circle. And I believe in the power of a sister circle. What is a sister circle? A sister circle is a group of gals that have been friends for a long time, or if you've been friends for 10 minutes, or just a group of real people getting together, talking about real things, real issues, and no judgment. It's a no judgment zone. It's love. It's good energy. It's positive vibes. It's all those things, right? And we were talking about friendships and dating, and I just absolutely loved it, because that's what we need as females. And I know, and males too. But we're not talking to the guys. We're talking to the gals. The importance of sisterhood, the importance of sister circles, the importance of telling your truth, being honest. If you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. And this ain't no like I'm shaming you. Nah, it ain't that. Like, I just want to understand why you want to be one. Why do you want to fuck 5 niggas? You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to do that? This is not me like judging. I just want to understand you. And I love that about sister circles. And I'm a part of a couple. And this particular one I love the most because it is like freedom, freedom, freedom. And free to talk, free to explain. And I really truly wish that our parents' generation had that. And I feel like, you know, keeping secrets in and holding shit in and passion and energy and desires, I think that shunned our that kept our moms in boxes. And I'm so grateful for my sister circle, and I will shout it to the rooftops. I love my girls. I'm a girl's girl. I absolutely do. And I love the topics that we talked about. And so one of the topics specifically was like on the topic of like friendship, loyalty, men, and dating. So one of the girls asked this question because she was seriously in a quarry. She was in a quarry, right? And she asked, would she be wrong if she went on a date with a guy that she dated? Now, granted, when she was telling me, she didn't really give me any backstory into the person that she was talking about. She only asked the question, would I be wrong if I dated or went out on a date with my ex's friend? And I immediately said, no, you would not be wrong. But then I backdoored and I said, well, did y'all end on bad terms? Like, what was that? And she said, well, he cheated on me. He dogged me out. He did this. I said, oh, girl, free game. No, go out on a date with him. My other girls were like, no, because you got to think about your reputation. You got to think about this. And, you know, niggas can do that shit. But women, we got to be careful and mindful and blah, blah, blah. And that's cool and all. But listen, you did me wrong. Sorry, guys. Like, you do me wrong. I'm sorry to tell you. But I'm going to get that lick back. Niggas think it's sweet. I'm getting that lick back. Okay? I'm sorry. I would do it. And so, because and the reason why I would do it is because I'm not afraid to be the villain. Sometimes people just really need to know who they're dealing with. And I wholeheartedly believe that if we ended on bad terms, then all's fair in love and war. And if your friend wants to be my blessing, then don't block it. Because you were supposed to be the blessing. But you were the wrong answer. Anywho. So I love my sister circle. I love these conversations because it gets me to thinking more so about like my dating life, my dating habits, and expectation of people and who I'm dating, the expectation of myself. And it got me to thinking of like friendships and the expectation of people and why we expect so much from people. Why do we think that people are us when they're not? So it's that like expectation of thinking that people are you when they're really not you. And it really got me to thinking like how we expect our friends to show up for us. How we expect our partners to show up for us. What are these expectations that we're putting on people? Why do we think that people are us when really they're whole separate beings, entities, spirits that are not us. And why do we think that they can't be who they really are? Like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, so for instance, I have a friend who has a brother, and you know, he was just saying how his expectation of his brother is not who his brother is. And I told him, why do you expect for your brother to be something that he's not? And his response was, because that's my brother. Well, your brother is his whole, like, your brother is his, like, his whole person. Like, he's his own person, and he's his own thing. And we don't know what he's gone through personally on the inside. We don't know what the type of shit he has experienced as a human, and we don't know any type of hurt, harm, foul, whatever that this person has experienced, and yet you have put him on this pedestal that he never asked to be on, and you're holding him to these unattainable realities that he's just not ready to he's just not that. And does that cause you more harm than him? Yeah, it does, because you're expecting something out of him that he isn't. And it got me really to thinking about, like, friendships, how we expect our friends to show up for us, and because of how we show up for them, and that's not fair. No friendship is easy. No friendship should be one-sided. No friendship should be like one person does everything. And again, that's kind of like the same thing as one-sided. But for me, I understand. I can only control myself. I can only control the things that I say, my actions towards people. I try to show as much love as I can, or the capacity, or as much as I can facilitate, right? Because I'm a spiritual being. I am a celestial spiritual being, and I give light. I share my energy with a lot of people. And when it's time for me to shut that off to where I need to recalibrate, I shut myself off to the world. And I have to constantly remind my friends, don't expect me to be anything outside of like that. Because I can't constantly pour into you when I'm not being poured into. So when I'm not being poured into, yes, I shut down. I close myself off. I can't speak. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear about you complain about shit. I don't want to hear about you complain about your kids, your husband, your baby daddy, your boyfriend. I don't want to hear any of that. I need silence. Because that's the only way I can recalibrate. That's the only way I can renew myself, because I can't give what I don't have. And when people constantly take, and that expectation, like, oh, she's a party girl, she's this, she's that, she's that, blah, 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 and you're always supposed to be on 10. No, bitch, I ain't always on 10. Sometimes I'm on -2, and I be sleepy. And I'm ready to go to bed, and I need to quiet, and I need to be silent. And sometimes I feel like people forget that we are all spirits walking this earth. And we all are trying our best. And no one person is alike. Just like vaginas. Vaginas are not all created equally. Just like human experiences are not all created equally. So we should not be held to these standards of expectations, because that's where our disappointment comes in. That's where our frustration comes in. That's where our emotional lack comes in, because when you don't recognize that people are not you, you are not other people, and we expect these things out of people because their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, and and that's an expectation that is in the dictionary. A mother is supposed to, but what if they're not that? And it took me a long time to get to this perspective, because for a long time I was just so butthurt as to why certain people that I felt should be a certain way towards me, I felt like, damn, you, like, because in dictionary terms, this is who you say you are, right? This is what you are. This is your title to me. But why aren't you that? But it took a lot to realize that, damn, nah, you're just a spirit that is going through your shit, going through your trauma, going through your experience within this life. And I can't press you to be something that I think you should be. I can't press that. That's unfair for you. That's unfair on me to do that to you. And so now, anybody that shows me who they are up front, regardless of what it is, I allow that. Because I'm not going to place any expectations on you. The only thing I can expect from anybody is God. And that's it. Not my mom, not my dad, not my brothers, not my family, not my closest of friends, not anybody. I truly believe that the only thing or person that you need to expect anything from is God. Because everybody is going to disappoint you in some form, shape, or fashion. Shit, you're going to disappoint yourself, right? And as I've been reading and learning and doing the inner work, because it is a journey, it is a lot, and undoing and unlearning habits and these things that have been a part of my life for a long time, it's been hard. And expectations of people that are closest to you is probably one of the hardest things in lessons to learn. And it really took a long time for me to accept that, because sometimes I feel like, damn, I'm this way towards you, why aren't you this way towards me? But in reality, that you're not me, I'm not you. Just like a vagina, my vagina is not your vagina, so my vagina is not gonna curve to the right or to the left, or I don't have certain things that you know what I mean, like my and I know it sounds gross, but you know what, fuck it, we're here. I've said crazier things on this podcast. My vaginal lips don't stick out like yours. You know what I mean? Like, my pussy lips don't stick out like yours. Like, they're inside. Yours is outside. Like, it's just like different variations of pussy, right? So why there's different variations of people? And I hate to compare people and pussy, but whatever. Here we are. But it's all the same. Like, you can't tell me my period should be like this, but in reality, like, your period, and because your period is like that, my period is like this, because I don't know, because my body functions differently. So I gotta go with, you know what I mean? Like, when we place expectations on people, we are bound to be disappointed. And we have to allow people to be themselves, to show us themselves, and we have to give them the grace to be themselves and to show us, hey, this is obviously not the person that I need to be in direct contact with, or this is somebody I want to give a little bit more energy to, I want to pour into a little bit more, and I'm going to forgive them, or I'm going to, but it's like when you're like, it's almost like because I know people that, like, they get mad at somebody for not being who they want them to be, and then they get mad at them. Okay, so like, okay, I take that back. because I'm twisting up my words. So, like, you have somebody that knows the type of motherfucker you are, right? Like, they know who you are. They know how you get down. They know the type of energy you bring to the table. But then they still have this expectation of you being something completely different, right? And then you keep showing your ass. You keep doing your thing. You keep being you. And you keep, and then they get mad at you for being you. I had this conversation not too long ago with somebody, like, yo, you know this motherfucker was like this before, right? Before this situation happened, you knew this nigga was like this. You knew this person was like this. But yet and still, you chose, with your free will, with your free mind, to still give all this energy and power to this person. And you're surprised? How? You're mad? How? How are you mad that this person showed you who they are? In reality, you knew who they are. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I feel like we drive ourselves crazy with these crazy expectations. Just like we expect, like, it's like you marry a hoe, right? Like, you marry a hoe. You marry somebody, a nigga or a female that is they like sex. They like doing what they doing. They like to have sex with multiple people. They like twosomes, threesomes, foursomes, swinging from a tree, swinging from a balcony. Like, they like all types of shit. And you marry them anyway. And then you know this about them. You know this. You accepted it. You know it because you put a ring on their finger, right? And then they start doing the same thing without your ass. Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised that this person is doing what they were doing before you said I do? Why? Or like doing something like before you said like, oh, let's be in a committed relationship. Why are you surprised? Because they showed you who they are prior. And sometimes I feel like we do ourselves such a disservice in not allowing people or giving people the space to be, because we think, oh, because they're a 10, but really these motherfuckers is 5s. Okay, these people are fucking 5s, but we see them as a 10. So we're like, no, you're a 10, you're a 10, no, you're a 10, you need to act like a 10. Nah, but these niggas is 10s, right? 5s, right? Why can't we just settle for that notion like, nah, they 5s? Matter of fact, they fucking 4s. And I'm giving them a 5 just off like, grace. I see it all the time with people. They get so upset behind their expectation of what somebody should be like because of a title or of a thing. But they forget we are spirits first that are here on this earth to learn a lesson. We are here on an individual thing. I didn't come into this world with the identity of I'm a sister, I'm all these other things outside of my spirit, right? That's just like happenstance. But I still have to learn a lesson individually. I still have to walk my path. I still have to do my thing. And I still have to learn my lessons on an individual, personal level, right? And I feel like people forget that because you're it's a title, like it's an expectation. You're supposed to be like that. You're a mom, you're a dad, you're a brother, you're a sister, you're your cousin. This is family. We're not, no, nigga. I'm an individual that came out the womb by myself outside of twins. Twins don't come out the womb by outside of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about that. But what I am saying is we come out the womb on an individual level. Individually, not even on an individual level. Excuse me, I misspoke. We come out of the body by ourselves, okay? So why place an expectation on me? We didn't come out together. we didn't share, like, you know, we ain't share a sack. But like I gotta live up to these. I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do that to people. I think people are allowed to be exactly who they are. Now, it is my choice to have you in my life or not in my life based off of your energy and how you rock in this world, how you move. I can decide whether I want you a part of my life or not. But I accept people exactly for who they are, when they are, what they are, at the current moment in which they are at. Because I place no expectations on people anymore. I can't. Because expectations lead to disappointment. People will disappoint you every turn. At every turn, somebody's going to disappoint you because you have these expectations that they need to be this, they need to be that. But like, if you truly, truly watch people and you see people, like when I hear my friends complain about their husbands and they've been together for years, years and years, I'd be like, did you just meet him? Because this person been showing you who they are. And you thought the title of a husband was going to change who they truly are? It's not. Did you just meet your brother? Did you just think that the title of a brother was going to change who they are at their core? No. Did you just meet your mama? You been knowing your mama was like this. Why are we still doing this? You know your mom's like this. Accept the person for who they are and what they are and where they are in life, because life is hard. People really are hurting. People really hide things. People really do not allow themselves to go through the flow of letting their emotions go, letting their feelings be transparent. People hide behind a whole lot of shit. And it is hard out here. If you really want to get down to it, life is fucking hard. And when you do not allow people to just be themselves and give them grace, and you have all these fucking expectations of how it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like, what what? Don't expect shit from me. Please don't. Because I'm changing, I'm growing, I'm moving, I'm ever flowing within myself. I'm always changing, and I think that's like the worst thing to do to me, is expect me to be one way and I am not. I change day to day. I'm not who I was yesterday. I'm not who I was 2 weeks ago. I'm not who I was a month ago. I'm ever changing, I'm ever flowing, I'm ever moving, I'm ever evolving. Because that is my nature. That is who I am in my spirit. And I don't want nobody to expect me to be this party girl. I am not a party girl. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. I'm a good time, baby. I love to have fun. I love to joke. I love to dance. I love to vibe. I like to get down with the get down. I'm a good time. However, that good time is only reserved for a certain period. You know what I mean? Like, don't expect that. I had one of my homegirls introduce me as the good time girl. And that frightened me. That mortified me. Because I'm not a good time. I'm good time, but I'm not that. I don't want to be that expectation like you think I'm just going to shuck and jive. Because, you know, I do like to have fun. I am the life of the party. I know how to get a party started. I'm a fun person. Like, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know how to do my thing. But please don't expect shit from me. Because there are days where I have no capacity to engage. I cannot pour into you. I can't listen to you. I can't hear you complain about shit. I want to be fucking quiet. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that expectation. And I don't know, maybe that's kind of like, and I talked about like choosing my choice in the last episode about like not being married or having kids. That expectation is something that maybe that's why maybe I refuse to have kids or not. I have not had kids yet or married, because the expectation of these titles is what frightens me. I'm very much against the culture of our society. I'm very much counterculture. I'm very much counterculture. I like non-conventional. I'm very non-conventional. I don't conform to society or what society rules are, and how I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to look, how I'm supposed to act. I don't conform or subscribe to any of that shit because it's stupid, and I don't want to live in a box, and I don't want to conform to any of that shit. I want to live on my own terms. I want to think how I want to think. I want to love who I want to love. I want to be who I choose to be, and that's that. And I don't want to have people have expectations because I say I'm this, that I'm just expect the unexpected from me. You know, don't expect anything from me, because I want to be able to move and change like the wind. The wind changes directions all the time. I want to be like the wind. And and that's not to say that I'm flighty or whatever, but like I change my mind all the time, and I want to be able to do that without the harness of, no, you said you were gonna do this. I changed my mind, and I don't want to be held to standards of like, no, I don't want to do that. So I guess all I can say is that I would hope you guys hear what I'm saying and not expect so much from people. Take that pressure off of people, and I feel like people would be much happier. I think people are just walking around here angry and mad and upset because they expect so much out of people that they're not realizing that people are exactly who they are. And it's up to us to decide whether that type of person or that type of mentality, that type of energy is good for ourselves. If it's not, it's okay. If it is, cool beans, come on, let's go have a cocktail, whatever. But if it's not, it's all good. I don't expect anybody to be anything outside of themselves. That's my expectation of people. And I give grace where grace is needed, and especially when it's needed. And I don't care. One of my coworkers got into the biggest, it was just like this ruckus because she felt slighted by what this person did. Like, okay, so I'm a photographer, and so I shoot photography at high schools and middle schools. And on this particular day, we were doing band and orchestra in middle school. And band and orchestra kids are a whole different breed of kids because they're so awkward and they like this. But they're so cute because they're like literally this tall. Like they're literally like 4 foot tall, and they're just like the cutest things ever. And it's so cute. And so, this one chick, she was like they wanted to, so it's called buddy shots. So basically you can take a picture with your friend, and it was like 8 of them. And she does move slow, but that's okay. Everybody's not, whatever. So she moves slow. So she was like giving them the option to pick and choose if they're going to use the instrument. Mind you, these motherfuckers had cellos and violins and big old tubas and xylo, it's all types of shit. And it's just like, instead of kind of like taking charge and letting them know, hey, no, 4 instruments, it's 8 of y'all, only 4 instruments, y'all pick which ones, y'all got 2 seconds, if not, you know what I mean, like taking charge and shit. And she did not let them take charge. She did not take charge of the situation. She let them do it. And mind you, these are like 7th graders. So they're already awkward. They're short. They're like, I don't know what to do. What? I got to pick an instrument. You know what I mean? So that's already like this uncertainty, unsureness with them, and she's letting them just kind of like dictate the shoot, which I think was, you know, you don't do that, but it wasn't my group, so I'm not finna just jump up and be Captain Save-A-Ho and be like, hey, let me help you. Nah, like, you handle your shit, I'ma handle, because I for shit show gonna handle my shit. Anyway, we had another guy in the room. He got so flustered by her and was just like up in arms, like, about the fact that she was letting these kids kind of pick what they wanted to do, and she wasn't, you know, assertive enough, and blah blah blah. And so he went to go and talk to the other lead photographer, and she made a big stink about it. I mean, crying, like, you don't do that, you don't do that, no, we need to talk, you know. It was just all this fuss and ruckus in front of children. And one thing I do not believe in, and granted, I don't got no kids, but one thing I absolutely believe in, you don't fight in front of children. You do not fight or argue in front of kids, because you just don't. Children need to be children. There's already so much shit that they have to ingest, and there's so much stuff in the world that I think that it makes it really confusing and hard for kids. The last thing that they need is to see a pair of adults fighting over some dumb shit. So I'm just like, oh no! Oh, what are y'all doing? Not in front of the children. Not in front of the children. Don't fight in front of the kids. Come on, man. These is babies. Don't fight in front of these babies. So she was so up in arms about the slight, that the fact that this man went to go tell on her to the other photographer. She was talking about quitting. She was talking about leaving the shoot and all this other shit. And I just looked at her. I said, why do you care? And then she was just like, well, he shouldn't have done that. I said, why? That didn't answer my question. Why do you care? And then she was like, well, because, you know, sweetie, first of all, this man has had cancer. This man has lost all his teeth. This man can't eat, like, all his teeth are gone. He's had radiation, all types of shit. Like, all types of procedures that I know of happened to him within this last year. He's grumpy. He's angry. He's upset. There's a lot of things that personally, like, that makes him who he is. And at the end of the day, and I asked her, I said, is this going to matter to you when you leave here? And she said, no, it's not. I said, so why do you care? Why are you putting so much, like, weight on this situation? Like, you know what I mean? She was just like, well, because we are coworkers, and I expect for him to do this. And I said, girl, take that expectation of him. Keep bumping. Oh God, keep bumping into this mic. Take that fucking expectation out of the equation and look at this person that has gone through chemo. He's gone through radiation. Not only has he gone through these things, and please excuse me if I sound ignorant, because if they're the same thing, but that's what he told me. He's gone through chemo, radiation. The radiation caused for him to have these infections in his mouth to where all his top teeth had to come out. He talks like this. He talks like this. He ain't got no top teeth. He gotta eat Jello. He gotta eat Jello, mush, all types of shit, because they can't put no teeth in his mouth just yet, because he's still doing something. And you mean to tell me that you can't see that with him? Again, that's where you gotta give grace and let people just fucking be who they are. And that's what I was trying to break it down to her. And then so she finally, it is almost like it was like a light bulb in her head. And she's just like, oh my God. Oh wow. I said, yeah, girl, you got to set emotional boundaries. This is not a place working. I mean, y'all are cool. Y'all cool with me. But I don't. Listen. When I step away and get in my truck and drive off and turn on my music, I don't give a fuck about y'all. And it's not like a negative thing because I care about people, but I don't give a fuck about y'all. I mean, I care if you're happy and alive, and I want you living prosperous within your prosperity. But I don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all don't move me. Y'all can't shake me. Y'all can't break me. Y'all don't make me. Y'all don't do shit for me. Okay, y'all are just there. So you can pop off on me. I mean, I believe in respect. Yes, I believe in honoring somebody's space. I believe in all of that stuff. But I also know what you're going through. So I know this energy is not me. It's you. It's what you're going through. And that's what I was trying to get her to be mindful of. It's not you, girl. Shut up. You are just the what is it? Catalyst? Not the catalyst. You're just that person that's there that's going to catch these hands. You know what I mean? In a not literal way. Emotional hands, I guess you can say. Maybe. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying because I don't know the words to articulate what I'm saying. Anyways, I hope that if we can have a better understanding of not expecting people, because titles and all of that shit, all these that come with these expectations of how you should act, how you should be, how you should look, how you should think. I want no parts because I'm ever changing. And we're ever changing. We are spirits that are ever changing, ever growing. God calls us at different points in our life, and we cannot be held to the title of certain things because sometimes that title does not fit us anymore. And we have to look beyond that title because we are spirits that are bigger than these titles that we've labeled ourselves as. You know what I mean? Anywho, I can talk about this all day, every day, and I feel like I've been going on and on and on and on and on. I thank you guys so much. Please like, share, love, comment. I hope this video posts correctly on YouTube. If not, so be it. It's all good. I genuinely appreciate y'all listening, liking, sharing, watching. This is, again, a labor of love. Please, guys, please don't hold me to the cross if this don't come out next week because a bitch be really working. I am a photographer / videographer that is independent. So, therefore, sometimes some weeks are insanely busy. Some weeks I'm crying. Some weeks I'm sad. Some weeks I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? So life happens, and I just want you guys to know that I'm literally like, I don't have a 9 to 5. I'm literally up either 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, or I'm working late. It varies based off the project of what I'm doing, and but I do love this podcast, and I do enjoy watching and listening, and sometimes I can't always be on social media, so I do appreciate y'all's patience, and I appreciate y'all's good energy and love, and I just want us just to grow and be better, and I don't know, that's all I got to say. So you see it on the screen. Follow me, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have some of my friends from around the way coming on the show. I'm so excited to share this platform with some of my dearest friends that I love. And, I have had a lot of experience with life. And I'm just excited to be able to share it through my lens. Anywho, I am Adriana Cool. This is the Recovery Room. You're in the Recovery Room, and this is the Recovered Party Girl podcast. And again, thank you so much. I love you guys, and until next time, au revoir, people. I don't know if the Astros won tonight, but go Stros. No shave November, ladies. Don't shave those pits. Fuck them niggas. Don't let nobody tell you that this is natural. If it wasn't natural, it wouldn't be growing, baby. Let's go. No shave November. No November. Okay? No November. You say no. If you feel